Sup and welcome to the Run In Wrestling Podcast. Before we get into it, make sure you're checking us out on all of the socials. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and now iTunes. Go check us out on there. Leave us a review. Leave us a like on this video if you are watching on YouTube. Leave us a review, obviously, if you're on iTunes. And if you're listening on any other place, then please report it. Because we're not on anything else. And we kind of need people not to be stealing our content. But live from the Run In Studios in Kent, I am Ryan.
And I am your new Run In Wrestling Champion, as predicted and foreseen. I am Matt from the Leicester Studios. Is that whole and now your new thing? Like, is that your like Tony Chimmel moment with the Rated R Superstar?
I don't know. It's just
Rated R Superstar.
I think I just really want to get into people's heads that we're now on iTunes, so they go and listen to us on iTunes.
Oh, we're on iTunes. I didn't realise.
Yeah, we're on iTunes podcast app. So make sure you're leaving us a like, a share, and a subscribe wherever. I don't know. Too many social media platforms have too many things where you can share things. So,
yeah.
But happy Rusev Day to our new champion.
Happy Rusev Day to our ex-champion.
Former champion. Can't
Former
say ex.
champion.
My ex.
Well, I just want to get this out the way with. I am now your first ever two-time champ, the first ever RIW champ, and the longest reigning champ, and with the longest combined days reigning as champ as well. So.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
It was very close towards the end, but we are going to talk about that in just a moment. I am really tired today because I stayed up to watch it all, but I've got to be up tomorrow very early for work. So I thought, well, I'm watching a pay-per-view 2 nights before, and I was like, this really isn't going to go well. So maybe if I deprive myself of sleep, I'll sleep really well tonight. And I don't know how that's going to go. So
It's gonna go wrong.
Huh?
Oh, it's gonna go wrong.
Oh yeah.
I can just just a heads up for people listening. I'm being part time in the podcast tonight because I fell asleep after the Bar versus Titus Worldwide match. So
part-time champ.
I mean, I'm not, because I'm defending it at the next pay-per-view. I could hold off until WrestleMania if you want. Do you want that, Ryan?
Well, it doesn't matter about when you're defending it. It's about making an appearance. That's why they call Brock Lesnar a part-time champ.
At least I'm here.
True. At least you are here. It was, yeah, as I said, it was very close towards the end. It was down to you and Kerry at the end.
Yeah.
You and Dallas had the exact same prediction in the last one, and you was 1 point ahead of him. And then Kerry had like an outrageous prediction, which could have come true. And then, of course, I could have only won if Roman Reigns had come out. But we will get into that in a bit. But let's talk about what's happened.
Let's talk about Elimination Chamber, or also known as No Escape in Germany. Let's talk about it.
That's a random fact.
It is a random fact. I'm currently so totally not on their Wikipedia page right now.
Are you just trying to get some facts on it? Right, let's start off with the... Did you watch the kickoff?
I did watch the kickoff. The club, the Balor Club or whatever, the Good Brothers, whatever they want to be called, versus the Miz Taraj.
Yeah.
Good match. It did what it needed to do. It got me warmed up for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think the only part it played in this was that the Revival were watching backstage. I think if they hadn't shown the Revival at all, it would have been a bit pointless. But
did you notice after Revival, it's Stash Wilder and Scott Dawson, right?
Yes.
Yeah. As Scott was about to start talking, he was like, exactly, and as he was about to make his point, they cut back to Renee Young. I was just like, ouch. If you didn't notice that, rewatch it back. It's fucking hilarious.
I feel like with the Revival though, they should have at least come out, because I feel like you haven't got a lot of tag teams now on Raw that are like major
or
contenders.
SmackDown, to be fair.
Oh no, SmackDown has quite a few, but they're just deciding not to do anything with them.
I guess.
Because the thing is, you've put the New Day in a scenario where they shouldn't be now, like a fast lane. It just feels like it's a throwaway to WrestleMania. And then you've also got Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. You've also got Rusev Day. You've also got the Bludgeon Brothers. I'm probably missing people out here, but there are more tag teams. But it seems like on Raw at the moment, all you really have is the Revival, the Bar, and the Good Brothers.
Yeah,
Think of any...
they need War Machine to come on to Raw and tear that division apart.
That won't be for a while because they're going straight to NXT, aren't they?
NXT, I know, but still, like they should have gone straight to main roster. They're not getting any younger.
I think yes and no. I heard a valid point the other day, and I think it might have been from either What Culture or Cultaholic. I can't remember what one it was from now. Definitely won't get the two mixed up though, because that's a dodgy area. And one of them was saying that like Ricochet could easily just be on the main roster now due to his ability. However, he hasn't been trained in wrestling for television. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's not been WWE trained.
But
they're just trying to get him into the WWE frame of mind of how things go.
Yeah.
He's been Mr. Independence for the past 10 years now.
See, whereas people like AJ Styles, you know, he obviously went straight to main roster, and he actually obviously was television trained. Fair enough, EC3 has been, but I think they also, some rumor that I heard was that EC3 said that he wanted to go the NXT route. So.
Oh yeah, no, like he wanted to do it because obviously that's where Derek Bateman and stuff, and with the first interview that he had with WWE, he was like 1,000 odd days since I was last here in NXT, blah 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 blah. So like I think he's going with that kind of character, like the holding the grudge against the company.
Yeah. True.
Right. So anyway, getting off topic.
Yeah, so with the tag teams now, I'm presuming it's just going to be the Bar versus the Good Brothers versus the Revival at WrestleMania. I really don't want it. I want it to be a bigger stipulation though. I don't want it just to be, oh, let's have a triple threat tornado tag match.
TLC match in honor of Christian, Edge, the Dudleys, and because the Dudleys are being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Why not?
I was going to say, why Edge and Christian? I was like, what? Why? Why you know they're not dead?
Well, no, in honor of the TLC, because the Dudleys are going into the Hall of Fame. Blah 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 blah. That kind of.
Yeah, but I suppose they've got the pay-per-view this year, haven't they?
Yeah, I guess, but it's WrestleMania.
Yeah, true.
Or as Triple H likes to call it. Triple H likes. Sorry, carry on.
Go on.
Yeah, or as Triple H likes to call it, WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania. But yeah, I completely agree. I just feel like it should be some sort of stipulation. It's better than nothing. Don't know really what they're going to do, because I feel like ever since Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins split up because of Dean, and then Jason Jordan got injured, the Bar have just kind of been going on cruise control. They're really good, and I feel like they're one of the better tag teams on Raw, but storyline wise, the tag team division is just shite.
Yeah, SmackDown have got it better on the tag team half. But
right.
But yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the Women's Elimination Chamber match.
Yes. So
kicking off the pay-per-view, which was predictable. It was Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville versus Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville versus Mickie James versus Bayley versus Sasha versus Alexa.
Yeah. So Alexa came out first.
Great match,
didn't she?
Yeah, her music hit first, so yeah, that was good.
Then it was Sasha, then it was Mickie, then it was Absolution,
and then it was Bayley.
Which was really good. The only thing about these pods is the lighting is not very good for their faces.
Oh God, no.
I'm sorry, but sometimes
it looks like they're telling a horror story, like in The Ghost. They're just like,
and at some point,
time in the woods,
showed Mickey's age, and I just kind of thought, I know she's looking good for her age, but that light is not doing her justice.
She's not been doing herself justice. To be fair, she's definitely been playing that. Like, you can tell she's from a different generation of wrestling.
What was her outfit all about? I swear that's a Wonder Woman outfit, and I swear Sasha Banks wore that at WrestleMania.
I don't know. I thought Sasha wears something related to Eddie Guerrero every WrestleMania. So.
No. Sorry, what did I say? WrestleMania? I meant Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble.
I don't know. Probably.
Last Royal Rumble, she wore so the one just gone. She wore like a Wonder Woman outfit. So.
So she went to Sasha and just went, "Look, I'm having a crisis. I've got my gear.
Can
Got
I
anything?"
borrow yours? Sure.
It's like, "I've got one. Got one."
Speaking of Eddie Guerrero, though, there was a very great point in the match in which Sasha jumped off the top of one of the pods to do a frog splash. Mickey James jumped off. Alexa Bliss jumped off. It was all great.
I couldn't believe Alexa Bliss did it. Like, I was just like, nah, she ain't gonna do it. And when she did it, I was like, oh my Christ.
I think she grew the confidence after doing it off with Braun's shoulders in the mixed match challenge.
Fuck's sake, yeah.
Bailey and Sonya Deville started it off. Deville, they started going at it. Mandy Rose came in and started going at Bailey. Then I believe it was
then
Banks next.
It
Mickey?
was Banks then who came out, and then Mandy Rose then got eliminated by Sasha Banks via the Banks statement after 13 minutes of being in, nearly 14 minutes of being in the match. So. Yeah.
Yep, 14 minutes.
13 minutes 50 seconds exactly.
Yes.
But let's.
And then Mickey James came in.
Yep.
And then Deville gets eliminated.
Yeah, Sonya Deville got eliminated by Mickey James by Lou Frespez off the top of the pod after 17.5 minutes of being in the match. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was...
I say 17.5 minutes of the match. She entered like... to be fair, she was in... 17.5 minutes of the match. Yeah.
So with Absolution, just to take a pause from the cause, I really like Sonya Deville, and I think she had such a good gimmick when she had this whole, for a couple of weeks, put your hair up and square up or something. I can't remember what it was exactly. But it was just really relevant to obviously her MMA character.
Yeah.
And I thought it was absolutely great, but I feel like in this match, you could just tell them two sort of had their spot where there were, so Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, where they were just beating up Bailey, and then they're like, okay, well, we're off now. Pin us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Yeah, they did their job. But like 25 seconds after Sonya Deville gets eliminated, Mickey James gets eliminated by Bailey.
With a belly to belly, Bailey to belly.
Bailey to belly, yeah. So on the 18-minute marks, and then Mickey James is like looking all lost and looking at Alexa, going, what's just happened? Oh no.
Yeah, and it was only from about 4 minutes from here. Was it that Alexa Bliss came in? Bailey got eliminated.
I'd say 2 minutes.
Well, no, to the end of the match. So
So Mickey James got eliminated at 18 minutes.
It was a little bit
Mickey
longer
James. So and then it was like another 11 minutes of matchup.
Yeah.
But Alexa came in and it was Bailey and Sasha going after Bliss, whilst Bliss was climbing the cage, the chamber, and just running around like it was something out of a cartoon. And then like Sasha got Bliss on top of the pod, and then tried helping. They made it so obvious though. WWE. Sasha was helping Bailey up, and then just full on kicks her down, and I'm just like, that was too obvious.
I was wondering when it was coming, but my thing was I know faces are kind of meant to be a bit stupid because they're meant to be like, oh, I'll help my friend even though they're not my friend, and then they normally get tricked. But at the same time, like, Sasha's a bit of an idiot in kayfabe terms. She's an idiot because, I mean, why would you kick her off when you can eliminate the champion, and at least then you can be like, well,
one of us is new champion, yeah.
And then I'll turn on you, and then cheat, and then I don't know. It was good for what it did.
It was great.
But yeah, so after that, obviously then Bliss rolls up Bailey for the win, to eliminate her, and then that's when we get to the Twisted Bliss onto Sasha Banks on the outside, which there was mats on the outside, which kind of takes it away from me.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Right. This is why I hate this new chamber, because like you can see they're clearly mats. They're not just steel. They're just really poorly painted mats.
The thing is, I get it. They got to preserve their wrestlers, but at the same time, people have been doing this for ages. I don't know anyone that's out of the history of the Elimination Chamber. Have you ever known anyone to actually say, "Oh, I've got injured from it"? Like, fair enough, they've had like cuts and that, but like,
yeah,
from
I
landing on the
understand
steel,
people got hurt and stuff, but like, it's just ridiculous.
Ends up on the Twisted Bliss, which somehow Sasha Banks rolls into a bank statement outside the ring, then inside the ring, then rolls more, and then eventually Bliss escapes. But I thought Twisted Bliss was meant to be like the move that she doesn't ever do, because when she does, that's when you know it's over.
Yeah.
So
it was a good match. I was very entertained by it.
I was impressed, but I felt like there wasn't enough spots for me to say time went quick enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just felt as though at some points I was just kind of like, okay, something should happen here where I get a little bit excited, and then suddenly it all came in like the last 10 minutes.
I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, great promo at the end from Bliss. Big babyface promo, which I was I
was amazed by it. I was like, when's it coming? I was like, come on, this is not all Alexa Bliss. So
I honestly thought with Sasha's heel turn, I thought maybe she's actually turning a bit face, and I thought this could be the one chance they have to turn her face, especially if she's going to face, let's just say if she faces Nia, you know, at WrestleMania. If she is facing Nia because of whatever, just one of the rumours that was floating about, then that would be the perfect time to turn her face. But then,
we'll find out tonight.
She literally tricked everyone. Well, I won't. I'll find out tomorrow when I get home from work. So that's going to suck. I'm going to have to go all day trying not to find out.
But yeah, it was a good match. I was entertained. I would say it was about a 3-star match. It had the spots, but there was still needed to be a lot more to make it for me to go back and be like, this is one of the pivotal. Is it pivotal?
Pivotal, yeah.
I feel like pivotal moments of the women's revolution or evolution, whatever WWE are calling it. But also talking about women's evolution in wrestling and stuff, going on a sidetrack. If any NXT fans are in the crowd who were chanting Happy Ending and Pearl Harbor to Kairi Sane are listening, get the fuck off this podcast. I do not want you listening. That's all I had to say on that one.
That was random.
Well, no, it's not random. Didn't you hear about this?
No, I heard about it, but it's not relevant to the elimination.
No,
I know it's not. No,
relevant. But it's about women's evolution in wrestling and stuff, and when male fan, that's what my tangent is.
Apparently, it was only like 1 or 2 guys.
Still, like.
Oh yeah, it's an absolute wrong thing. Like completely
like they
wrong.
Should. Like I agree. I agree with one of these guys on Twitter saying they should be removed. They should have been removed from the facility. Their tickets confiscated. Their credit cards being blocked from buying future WWE, NXT tickets, WWE pay-per-view tickets, Raw, SmackDown, whatever tickets.
Because that's just racist.
It is just racist. Like Kairi Sane, undoubtedly one of the best women wrestlers that WWE have signed since Asuka. And maybe even before that. Like, it's just insane. Yeah, I just wanted to get out there because I know we didn't like it came like this incident happened after we released the last podcast. So
right, so we had the Raw Tag Team Championship match between The Bar and Titus O'Neil, and
The Bar.
It went exactly how everyone thought it was.
We all predicted, like we just knew it was a filler match. Like
it was always going to be after the women's Elimination Chamber.
I'm surprised it didn't get bumped down to pre-show.
Well, I kind of thought that if they were going to do the Elimination Chamber matches, they obviously weren't going to do the same structure as what they did for the Royal Rumble. I thought they got to have one at the start, one at the end. Not sure which one they'll do. But then I thought, right, what's the bigger matches out of the 3 matches they've got in between? Asuka versus Nia is obviously the biggest match, so that's going to be in the middle. And then obviously you're going to have either the Tag Team Championship match, or you're going to have Bray and Matt.
Yeah.
Well, they were going to be either side, no matter what.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I was just like kind of predicting the women's elimination chamber was going to be first because after Raw spending 2-hour match on the men, like possible not to.
True. Right, so let's get into talk about this one. So it was Debar versus Titus O'Neil and Apollo. Still only called Apollo, no Cruz as of yet.
Because I find it ridiculous that they took the Crew's name away from him.
Yeah, we
Like,
spoke
I
about this on
totally
the last
understand.
episode.
Like, I totally understand. Like, they don't want anything to do with the shooter and stuff. But like,
I want Cruz Can't Lose come back because it was actually starting. Because that's the thing though. Like, what gets crowds over is when they can chant something, and I mean,
yeah,
at the moment, all they can do is chant or do one Titus Worldwide at the beginning, and then that's it. Like, they have nothing to do throughout the match, and it showed with this match and with the Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy match. The crowd weren't into it. They didn't care. There was no reason to care.
fair.
But with this one, it was actually a half decent match. That's my only thing about it. It was as I say, just a half decent match, and obviously the Bar retained.
Yeah, and it wasn't really much
I feel like
more than that.
But my only thing going forward from here is Titus. I think Titus is better as a manager than he is a wrestler.
Yes.
So I feel like they need to bring someone in. If they really want to do tag teams with Apollo, let someone else be. I don't know who. I couldn't name anyone who because I just think it's all bizarre. But someone else needs to be in Titus Worldwide.
If Kofi Kingston wasn't in the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Apollo Crews, their high-flying agilities would rock the tag team division.
And they could have done it with Tozawa, but they decided to stick him back on 205.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess, but the only reason why Titus O'Neil, and this is the honest truth, the only reason why Titus O'Neil is still hired by the company is because he is a great media person. Like, did you not see like the little promo before the match or in the pre-show where it was just like he took 2,000 children, was it? Or 200 kids?
2,000 kids to go see the new Black Panther.
Like, that's the reason why WWE keep him, because they know he's good for business like that.
I agree.
Because they won't just be like, oh, Titus O'Neil. They'll be like, news outlets will be like, oh, WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. So.
Yeah. I completely agree with you.
Well,
so
yeah, you're going to move on to the other matches now, aren't you?
The only one you've seen is Ronda Rousey from here, isn't it?
Yeah, all I saw was like I woke up and went out my way to watch the Ronda Rousey contract signing.
Okay.
So we can talk about that, and then I have nothing.
Yeah, it's no relevant order because it didn't lead to any other storyline, which is fine. But you know the outcomes of the other matches, so we can talk about it anyways. But yeah, so I went to make nachos at this point.
I want to watch the matches. If you're going to speak about them, I want to watch the matches so I can at least apply an input. I don't want to like hear about it and just be like,
no.
yeah.
I'm only gonna say the outcomes because know the outcomes. But it's only
Fair.
towards Ronda, and then after that you can bag her off.
Oh, fair. I can jolly on waggle off and watch it.
So yeah, it all started with Kurt Angle, Triple H, and Stephanie. They all play nice. Steph sucks. I feel like even before this, it's really obvious where they're going to go with it. So we'll talk about it more in a minute. Just because I follow Stephanie on our Instagram, so you can check us out on there at Wrestling, and she's always working out at like midnight at DeFranco's gym. So, I mean, what else you got to be working out for, Steph? Huh? What are you working out for? Is that a WrestleMania match?
Well, to be fair, she has been ending it with the hashtag WrestleMania. So
well, there you go.
I know she does midnight workouts, but like she's been doing them a lot more.
Yeah.
Like
more like if you're preparing for something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that.
Triple H absolutely brown-nosed Ronda all before it kicked off and went
I was wondering what that brown stuff was on his
went
nose.
into so much detail, which I was just kind of like, there are other female superstars on the roster. Chill out. We haven't signed anyone like Ronda Rousey since they signed Kurt Angle, and I was just like, okay.
Now they're kissing Kurt's ass a little bit.
And then in the end, Kurt Angle basically was just...
dropped.
Just after she ends up thanking the family, right, Ronda needs to go back to the performance center and work on her promos. What she was saying was very good. However, how she was saying it was very much as though she was being interviewed for the UFC.
She needs to be like do the face-off stuff like that she did with UFC and stuff. Like get into that mindset of being pissed off and just dig into your opponent.
Yeah, but I guess when they start it off with her thanking the Piper family for Roddy Piper, then it's a bit hard for her to suddenly get angry until Stephanie and Triple H get in her face. But oh my God, Triple H taking that bump. Ooh. Ooh.
Jesus Christ, he was tossed around like a plastic bag.
It was great, and I tweeted out last night on our account saying Triple H is the man, because not many male higher ups or even male superstars would take a bump from a woman, like just for no reason, like without any extra money or whatever, whereas Triple H is just like, you know what, we need to sell this product. Instead of putting Stephanie through a table, put me through a table. And it was great.
Yeah, because like obviously at WrestleMania 31, like Ronda flipped him out, like made him do a flip bump.
Yeah.
Then again, it's Triple H who's taking the bump here, and I would just love to see an intergender tag, or not an intergender tag match, an intergender match, Ronda Rousey versus Triple H. That's all I want.
Won't ever happen.
But
not in WWE.
Yeah, true. Very true.
But yeah, so after Kurt ends up, and I know we're backtracking a bit, after Kurt ends up dishing him out, Triple H then like, oh no, Kurt's been really ill recently. It's just like, okay, like, is this meant to be common knowledge? Like, no one's known about this? And then tries to escort him out the ring, and that's when things all kick off. Through the table, Triple H goes, then Steph slaps her for talking shit, then runs away.
That's what she... that must be what Steph was training for. She knew she was going to slap Ronda.
I mean, if you could give me the chance of slapping Brock Lesnar
and getting away
or
with
Roman Reigns and not receiving anything back, I would be there in a heartbeat. An absolute heartbeat.
Slap. You'd slap him and run for yourself.
Well, exactly. But
you'd throw anyone else under the bus.
I wouldn't. But in terms of this kayfabe story that they're trying to play, I would 100% do it. So, yeah, then she signs the contract and then drops it onto Triple H. So it either means Kurt Angle possibly in that match.
I reckon it's going to be Kurt Angle. Like, they've angled it up. See what I did?
Pun.
Punny. It's got to be Kurt Angle. Like, he's dropped him in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's the only thing that I can make sense of it. Like, but yeah.
So from here, you know, we know roughly where it's going, but overall, I completely agree with what I said at the start, and that is, she's not that comfortable on a mic yet.
Yeah, she's still in her proving ground. She's got to find the right bite.
But her form and timing with Triple H was fantastic. So I mean, basing it off one bump probably isn't a smart move, but I feel like her in-ring timing with other people because wrestling is more than just, you know, the UFC. You've got to learn to take bumps, give bumps safely, and I feel like and it seemed as though Triple H took that rather safely and at good timing as well. So I believe her in-ring performance should be quite good going into WrestleMania.
But let's wait until we're at the grandest stage of them all first before we comment on that.
No, it's just a prediction. Prediction. I saw Matt Hardy come up on my screen and suddenly decided I like him. So yes, that was that. You're going to bag her off.
So far... Yeah, I'm going to bag her off. But it's nice to see all the matches at WrestleMania, except for one, is TBD versus somebody. TBD versus somebody. TBD versus TBD. Ronda Rousey versus TBD. And I'm just like, this TBD person's really trying to get over.
Well, yeah, like, I had no idea what you was going on about then. I honestly had no idea what you was going on about.
Go to Wikipedia and you'll get my jokes.
I don't get my
Cool.
references off Wikipedia.
I do. Right. Anyway, I've got championship stuff to do. You know, place to be, meet and greets. You know.
Watching the Elimination Chamber.
No, I've got meet and greets. Championship duties. Did you ever get asked any of this?
In kayfabe, yeah. In non-kayfabe, no, because I was predominantly doing all the work for this podcast. So.
And still
Yeah,
are
exactly.
really. But anyway, make sure you subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and YouTube and SoundCloud. I don't know which social medias we use, but yeah, I'm gonna bugger off now. So peace.
So yeah, now that Matt's gone, we can talk about the rest of the chamber. Pay-per-view, because as he said, he is now kayfabe wise got people to see, meet, show off the title, represent the brand. Non-kayfabe, he didn't watch all of the Elimination Chamber, so he's going to go watch that. Next up, we had Asuka versus Nia Jax, and it was okay. That's all I'm going to say for it. I enjoyed it to a certain extent, in that it was the right decision not to let Asuka's streak go. But, and it's a big but, is Nia dominated this match for the good 8 minutes that it was, but it made Asuka seem a bit strong. I don't know whether this adds a bit of tension to where we think, maybe Asuka has finally met her match, or is finally starting to meet her match. But it was, to win by the a cradle kind of pin, I guess, after quite a few arm bars. I thought it was a good match though. Overall, I feel like Asuka is possibly another Seth Rollins, in which she can carry people to good matches. Because Nia's not very well known for having good matches. I know she is a powerhouse and everything, but at the same time, her and Asuka seem to do well. She attacked Asuka afterwards, which was really good because she speared her right through the barricade. I saw people on Twitter that was like, why is she doing the spear? It's not even a finisher. Well, she can't do a leg drop through it, and she can't Samoan drop her through it, so the spear is probably the only logical thing she could have done. But, tell me in the comment section why I'm wrong. And then it was Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt, in which we were split down the middle. So Kerry and Matt went for Bray, me and Dallas went for Matt. And it was just... My reasoning for going for Bray was... If Matt Hardy wants this final deletion, or whatever he's going to delete Bray Wyatt, then surely beating him at a pay-per-view is a major step towards that. But that's just my opinion. It was just an okay match. There was a beach ball in the crowd, which was more exciting. There was a Mexican wave, in which Matt Hardy got involved with at one point on the turnbuckle. And there was Rusev Day chants. No one cared. I feel like at WrestleMania, or some point before WrestleMania, they need to go to the Hardy compound. It needs to get exciting. It needs to be something that the fans can get back into, because at the moment it's just flat as a pancake. So we just spoke about Ronda Rousey, and up last we have the Universal Championship #1 Contenders Elimination Chamber match, which was Elias came out to perform, does his whole thing with the crowd. I'm not going to play. Oh yes, I am going to play because I'm sounding really good. And then in the end, ends, says something about Braun, about getting those hands, or Monster Among Men. Then Braun comes out. So Elias is in his pod. Braun goes into his pod. Then I believe it was the big dog, John Cena. Roman Reigns, and then John Cena. Either one came out. Then it was The Miz. Then it was Seth Rollins, and then it was Mr. Finn Balor. Really good. I really enjoyed this match. I thought that The Miz played his part really well in that he, at the start, was like, right, Seth, me and you against Finn. And he's like, okay, Finn, me and you against Seth. And then Finn and Seth are like, nah, us two against you, mate. So that was great. In the end, Cena ends up coming out. And I'm torn with Cena in that I know they're trying to play this whole thing of he's not getting a WrestleMania match, we should feel sorry for him. But he doesn't feel like a big deal as much anymore. And I know he's doing other things and, he's not the guy anymore Roman Reigns is. But this is understandably where it just feels as though we shouldn't seem to care. Like, why should he be the guy to have a match against The Undertaker if he's going to have one at WrestleMania, or if he is going to have a WrestleMania match, why should we care, He's had a couple of good matches, okay, he did number one contenders. He lost to Seth Rollins in the gauntlet match after, Seth Rollins was the weaker man. And then even in this, he couldn't even hit a double AA on Seth and Finn. But yeah, so then the big dog comes in, and then Strowman comes in, and it's kind of like everyone against Strowman. That's when everyone starts getting hands. Like, literally, he was throwing punches left, right, and centre. But yeah, so Braun ends up basically eliminating everyone. Comes to Elias as well when he comes out, and it was great because Elias was like, no, I'm going to stay in here. I'm not going to do anything. And then when everyone's down, Elias tries pinning everyone. But in the end, it comes down to Seth, Braun, and Roman, in which Rollins and Reigns look to powerbomb Strowman, but he ends up fighting out of it, which it doesn't make sense because they did it earlier on. Like, they did The Miz, I think it was Seth, Finn, Roman, and John powerbombing Strowman, which, he kicked out of. So why would he kick out? So why wouldn't he be able to kick out of Seth and Roman doing it? Because there was only two of them, so it didn't make sense. Yeah, then in the end, it was Reigns versus Braun, in which I had this little hope where I was like, maybe they will give it to Braun, maybe they will, but no. After quite a few Superman punches and quite a few spears, one more spear, and that's it. But yeah, it tells you exactly what you want, and Roman Reigns is the guy. Braun is a guy who they could really have, who's really over the fans. Elias did his part, The Miz did his part. Finn just felt like he was kind of there, like he played a part, but it wasn't like anything interesting. So I kind of would have liked them to do more, done more with the Miz and Finn to set up an IC title match at WrestleMania. But possibly this is what Braun could be used for. This is what they could come out tonight and say. It could be something to do with that. So I don't really know. They let Braun be indestructible. John Cena, I never understood why people don't like Big John. And it's only to that last night that I just kind of thought, you know what, I just can't be bothered. Like, he's such a good workhorse. He's willing to put people over. He is a really good wrestler. But at the same time, like, the story with him now is just awful. And I don't want to feel sorry for Big John. He's not someone I want to feel sorry for, or who should be felt sorry for. But yeah, Braun got all the pins, was really good. And then in the end, Braun ends up power slamming Roman, which I get what the writers are trying to do. They're kind of going, right, you guys all know that Roman's going to win. You're going to boo. But right, let's get the crowd to cheer. Let's have Roman, in the end, in the ring, being power slammed by Brock. Throw Reigns through a pod as well. Let's leave that there. And that's honestly where I want to leave the podcast. I feel like that's where it should be left because... And I feel like Elimination Chamber should be left there because although there wasn't anything that you thought about the Elimination Chamber that was, oh, this is a bit of an upset. Because in all fairness, with the first match, it was either going to be Alexa Bliss or Sasha Banks, which is fine. But when it's Alexa Bliss that was going to win, and you're just kind of like, okay, cool, she did it. Her moment afterwards was a big turn. That was probably one of my most enjoyable moments. The Bar versus Titus Worldwide, obvious. Oscar versus Nia, obvious prediction, but how the match actually played out wasn't that obvious. And then Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy. Literally, I think if you had flipped a coin, you would have been, I think that's how my prediction kind of came down to. I think that's how quite a few other people's came down to as well. And then the men's, I feel like, again, you could have easily wrote that one and just said, right, well, Elias won't want to come out. It's pretty obvious. Braun's going to go mental. And Roman's going to win. But yeah, that was exactly how it went. That's all we have for... So this is going to be our one podcast this week. We're both quite busy this week. So we thought, right, well, let's do it on the Elimination Chamber. Let's make sure people have their good podcast that they so desire, so they want. And yeah, so we are going to end up leaving that there. Make sure you're checking us out on all the socials. We will be back next week with another podcast. Hopefully, we'll be doing something a bit more than just reviewing, and be doing something together. Possibly having Dallas and Kerry involved back once again. So make sure that if you are watching this on YouTube, you are leaving us a subscribe. If you are on iTunes, listen to us on the podcast app, make sure you're leaving us a review over there as well. Share amongst your friends. Let people know. Spread the message of running. We're trying to help build here on the podcasting of wrestling community, I guess. So make sure you're checking us out on all the socials: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, and now the iTunes app. Try and think of a really witty goodbye. So just imagine me, even though you don't know what I look like, unless you follow me on social media, at Ryan Beak, holding up my hands as though I am Braun Strowman. Bye!